Dear grade 12 students in Qatar Technical School, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Hello and welcome to a new English lesson. Our lesson for today is from Unit 10, Disasters, and this is the second part of Lesson 1, Speculations. Dear students, please go to your course books, page 75, and let's get started. In our learning objectives for today, students will be able to use modal verbs to express if something is possible, impossible, or certain. Number 2, to use passive voice with modals and in the correct way. In our starter for today, we have to find out the meanings of the following modal verbs. Could, might, and may have done means it's possible that something happened. Might and may have not done means it's possible that something did not happen. Must have done means it is certain, sure that something happened. And the last one, can't and couldn't have done means it's impossible that something happened. Now, the second part in this lesson that we will discuss is how to change modals to the passive voice. Now, we have the following in the active: may or might, can, could, and must, have done. How can we change these into the passive voice? What should we add? So we do the following. We add been between have and the past participle verb. So we have may, might, can, could, and must have been done. Now here we have some examples about sentences changed from active into passive. The first one in the active, he may have fixed the lights before. In the passive, it becomes, we start with the object, the lights, may have, then we add the word been, then we complete the sentence. The lights may have been fixed before. Another example in the active, he must have written that story. Now in the passive, we start with the object, that story, must have, then we add the word been. That story must have been written. Dear students, in your course book, page 75, you will find a summary of all what we have just discussed. As you can see, you have two tables. The first one, all the sentences are in the active and they have their meanings to the right. For example, could, might, may have broken means it's possible that it broken. Might, may not have broken means something is possible that it didn't break. Third one, must have corroded means it is certain that it corroded. And the last one, a bomb can't or couldn't have caused the damage means it's possible that, or impossible, sorry, it's impossible that it caused the damage. While we have the second table, the passive form, the collapse, could, might, must, can't, couldn't, have been. So we add been here between have and the past participle verbs like caused or triggered. Then we complete the sentence. Now, dear students, please move to page 75 in your course book, exercise number 5. In this exercise, mark these statements from the phone in P, possible, C, certain, or I, impossible. Of course, here you have to pay attention to the modal verbs, and based on the modal verbs, you have to decide whether the statement is possible, certain, or impossible. Now pause the video, try to do the exercise, then come back to check your answers. The first one, the collapse can't have been caused by a bomb. This is impossible. Can't have been caused. Number 2, I think that one or more of the girders might have buckled. So here we have might have. Buckled means it is possible. Number 3, well, I reckon the collapse could have been due to metal fatigue. Could have been. So this is also possible. Number 4, my own view is that one of the bearings must have corroded and rusted away. Must have corroded means he is certain. Number 5, well, I think the collapse could have been caused by thermal shock. Could have been here if you are not sure, or it's possible. The last one, I think the collapse must have been caused by where means you are certain. Well done. Dear students, I want you now please to go to your workbooks, page 48, and let's try to do exercise number 2. In this exercise, these statements were made after investigations into disasters. Change them into speculations made before the investigations using the words in brackets. Don't use the words in italics. Example, number 1, the rail crash was definitely caused by a broken rail. Here we have to use the modal verb must. So the answer, the rail crash must have been caused by a broken rail. Now, dear students, try to think of the other sentences, then come back to check your answers. Now, number 2, the sentence says, the rail possibly suffered thermal shock due to excessive heat. We have to use the word may. Check your answers. The rail may have suffered thermal shock due to excessive heat. Number 3, maybe the aircraft didn't have a mechanical failure. We have to use may not. Possible answer, the aircraft might not have had a mechanical failure. Number 4, perhaps the flight crew fell asleep due to cabin depressurization and lack of oxygen. We have to use the modal could. So the answer, the flight crew could have fallen asleep due to cabin depressurization and lack of oxygen. Number 5, the captain probably wanted to save time by steering close to the headland. Might. So possible answer, the captain might have wanted to save time by steering close to the headland. Last one, number 6, he possibly didn't realize that the depth of water in the channel was insufficient. Use may. He may not have realized that the depth of water in the channel was insufficient. Well done.